Wouldn't it be really confusing if Activision released a Modern Warfare 2 remaster at this point?
I'm just focused on this thing.
Very smart answer.
There's people doing stuff over here, and we're focused on this.
I mean, you can't make a game that's called Modern Warfare 2 again, right?
I don't know, man. We'll figure it out.
Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here, and welcome back to Wait What, a Modern Warfare 2 Remastered video. It has been quite some time since I've talked about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered on the channel. This used to be a topic in which everyone used to be discussing, and it's one of my most asked questions. Whenever people ask me questions to ask my sources and stuff like that, the topic of Modern Warfare 2 Remastered always comes up. So obviously the story of Modern Warfare 2 Remastered has been a very funny one. Back in 2018, a load of very reliable sources such as Kotaku, Eurogamer, Charlie Intel, etc. had heard from their inside sources that Modern Warfare 2 Remastered was supposed to be releasing in spring of that year and would be campaign only. It was actually leaked on the official Amazon site by the official Activision account. However, it was soon after taken down and we didn't really hear much about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered until 2019, in which on the official PEGI Games rating board they listed Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered, and also on an Australian's ratings board later that year, Modern Warfare 2 Remastered was also listed, and it's appeared in various other instances. Now since then we have not heard anything of Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and I have reported this for quite some time, but according to my sources here on the channel, apparently Modern Warfare 2 Remastered was initially going to be campaign only. It was initially delayed due to the Dallas shootings, due to the no Russian mission, and they felt like controversy could start if it released around the same time. However, apparently now it will be a full-on remaster, and it will also include multiplayer, and that is a reason for the delay as well. Now according to my sources again, they apparently told me that it's pretty much already done. However, Activision are just looking for a good window to release it. It's essentially Call of Duty's get out of jail free card, where if the game's ever in decline or a game is not going to perform that well, they can go ahead and release Modern Warfare 2 Remastered to sort of save the day and make their shareholders happy. Or if, for example, development of a game is going awfully and it needs to be cancelled or something like that, they can swap in Modern Warfare 2 Remastered instead or something like that. And this was confirmed because an ex-Sledgehammer Games employee essentially said the same thing on Twitter. They said that it's pretty much already done, there is just no release date. Activision are just going to choose to release it whenever they wish, and he deleted those tweets soon after because obviously he wasn't supposed to talk on this subject matter. He probably thought it was okay because he didn't work at this company anymore, or because of the fact that many people wouldn't notice, but obviously people did notice. So this brings me to present day, 2020. Modern Warfare 2 Remastered has still not come out, despite it being rumoured to be in the works for so long, and it is in the works, it has been in the works for so long, it unfortunately still hasn't released. Now fast forward to present day, and Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered has reappeared on a South Korea's ratings board. So it seems like they are going to be releasing multiplayer and campaign separately. Literally every single one of my sources has told me that not just multiplayer but also campaign has been pretty much finished for quite some time. They're still working on some things, but they're pretty much good to go. Activision just do not have a set in stone release date, and they're just choosing when to drop it. You know, Activision did say at their quarterly earnings call that they are planning to announce more remasters coming on later on this year, so Modern Warfare 2 Remastered could be one of them. Now the thing is, I was recently speaking to my source literally just yesterday about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and what they told me is that they are debating it potentially releasing in 2021, or instead they would release the sequel to the Modern Warfare reboots from 2019. They were apparently debating which one they should drop because a free-to-play Sledgehammer Games Call of Duty, which is a Call of Duty spin-off, is also releasing sometime that year, which I did a video on earlier on the channel. That is the scheduled release date is not set in stone. So here is the thing, a recent leaker called Okami recently said on Twitter that Modern Warfare 2 is dropping this year and multiplayer is coming as well. And he has leaked previous stuff in the past, such as the Gunfight Alpha release date, but obviously, like with all leaks, everything is subject to change or misinterpretation, so just because he has gotten some things right doesn't mean he is always going to be right. He may have a legitimate source, but of course they can hear things incorrectly or plans can simply change. Nothing is set in stone until Activision or any of the developers confirm it themselves. But here's the thing, if Campaign Remastered has appeared recently on the store, it means that they are releasing campaign and multiplayer at 2 separate dates. So there are so many possibilities for when and how campaign and multiplayer are going to release, but if it has appeared on the ratings board once again, it means it must be coming out soon, so maybe sometime this summer, which would be really odd. So obviously we have all of the coronavirus stuff going on right now, and there is a huge possibility that it's going to affect the development of Call of Duty 2020, the Black Ops reboot, especially because Treyarch were forced in to take over development literally only around 8 or 9 months ago, and now they're probably going to get even further delayed. So if the game isn't coming along that well, maybe Modern Warfare 2 Remastered could release this year, maybe campaign comes out in the summer, multiplayer later on this year. That could be a possibility. Or maybe campaign will release this year and then next year multiplayer would release. So they've not even had a regular development cycle, so the development was already not going along that well. So in addition to all these issues, it's definitely going to delay the game a ton. Even if the developers can somehow work remotely, they need playtesters as well to test all of the bugs, and that requires hundreds of people to be within small enclosed places. I highly doubt they are going to allow playtesters to take the game home with them, because that would just be a huge data breach and there would be leaks like crazy. So if Call of Duty 2020 does end up getting delayed, I could honestly see Activision stepping in and releasing Modern Warfare 2 Remastered this year in exchange for Call of Duty 2020 if it does indeed get delayed. After all, we know that Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is almost pretty much done with multiplayer. They've been working on it for a very long time now, so maybe this could be the perfect opportunity for them to release the game. This may be the perfect time to use that jail card. Alternatively, if Call of Duty 2020 does get delayed, maybe we will just see a ton more updates to Modern Warfare and also Warzone. In exchange for that, it would make sense. Warzone has been a huge success, so this is all very interesting news. Another possibility is maybe Call of Duty 2020 is still planned to release this year, but maybe development isn't going along that well, especially with the coronavirus. So what they could do is they could simply release Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer with that game, similar to what they did with Call of Duty for the original Modern Warfare Remastered with Infinite Warfare. That was actually made a little bit before it actually released. It was made during Advanced Warfare, but Activision didn't know exactly when to release it. However, they anticipated Infinite Warfare getting hate from the community, and that is why they chose to bundle it in with Infinite Warfare. What they could do for Call of Duty 2020, even though it's a Black Ops game and it has nothing to do with Modern Warfare, they could say if you pre-order the game, you get access to the campaign in the summer, and then you get multiplayer on launch. That could be a possibility indeed. But again, I'm just speculating about when multiplayer is going to come out, but the thing I want to stress is it is very likely we will see both within the next 2 years, both the campaign and the multiplayer. But it seems like they are going to be releasing separately, and especially with the coronavirus, a set in stone release date is probably now even more unlikely to achieve than before, because obviously release dates are always being worked and changed and stuff like that, so nothing is ever set in stone. But especially with the virus, it's going to shake things up even more, because Activision are going to be even more uncertain on the future of Call of Duty in terms of development, so they won't really know when to release it. Now here is the interesting thing, we already have an image of Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and how do I know this? Well, they actually updated the Mother Russia bundle within the store on Modern Warfare recently, and they changed it to show the elevator before the No Russian mission begins, right at the beginning of that classic Modern Warfare 2 campaign mission, and the image is brand new, so this is clearly from the remaster. The operator skin that you get is actually of Yegor, it's a skin for him, and obviously he is pretty much a spitting image of a younger Putin. The old country LMG epic blueprint reads, return to the old country. If your goal is to take down as many tangos as possible in one fell swoop, this LMG is the tool for you. Featuring the APX-5 holographic sight, Merc foregrip, 150 round belt, and a Forge TAC ultralight stock, which is obviously a big reference back to No Russian, the mission from Modern Warfare 2 in which you gun down a bunch of innocent civilians in an airport. Definitely the most controversial thing that's ever come out of Call of Duty. So when do you think it's going to release? Do you think they could bundle it in with with Call of Duty 2020? Do you think Campaign Remastered could release maybe sometime this summer? Or maybe it might be bundled in with Call of Duty 2020 again, and then multiplayer will release next year? How do you think they are going to release multiplayer? Because I swear if we have to wait another 2 years, even though it's been done for literally ages, that is just going to be a massive pain. Anyways, that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Modern Warfare news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.